Hello. Those of you who have been following will remember me talking about my first trip to Paris with Brother Peter when we eventually arrived at the Hotel Jules Ferry after a minor fallout with our taxi man. And the voucher system didn't end there. We were in an hotel which, according to the brochure, was a few minutes from the centre of Paris. That's if you were launched by the V2 or possibly the Concorde, because actually the Place de la République was about 3 or 4 miles from the centre of Paris. Anyway, we did a lot of walking because the voucher system applied to the restaurants, the places we had to eat every day. We were given the address and we had to find them ourselves. There weren't any kind of a satellite location at that time or anybody directing us down the various streets. So consequently we spent a lot of time pounding up and down the boulevards of Paris, getting hungrier and more desperate as the hours went by. And when we finally located the designated restaurant of the day, it was usually closed, not open, or they didn't recognise the voucher, or whatever. They just couldn't understand the system, and neither could we. So eventually we scrapped the voucher system and just tried to look for cheap, convenient restaurants on our wanderings. Here is a picture of me and the brother. That's the brother, Peter, dressed in a retreat from Moscow overcoat, looking completely fed up. And there is me in a rather stylish Italian fashion suit from, I think it was a 40-shilling tailor, because I think approximately that must have been the price of the suit. I was paying for it on the Never Never, on the tick, and of course when you finish paying for it, the suit was only fit for, well, rubbing down floors or mopping, and as you can see it's just about suitable there for rubbing down floors or mopping. Anyway, we did, there was a kind of a side benefit to stomping through the streets of Paris, in that you got to know the areas and the various physical features of the city. And one evening we just happened to walk past a musical. Now the musical, actually, obviously it's an English term, and the French used it for the same type of establishments that were established in Paris at the turn of the century, where you got kind of an entertainment bill and artists singing and all that. And the most famous one, and perhaps possibly the only musical extant remaining in Paris, was the Olympia. And as we went by, I noticed the posters, and on it was a picture of Edith Piaf, along with Maurice Chevalier, just about the only French entertainer that we really knew about, because she'd made a few songs like Jimmy Brown's song and Hymn to Love and La Vie en Rose. So I looked at it and I thought, hey, said Peter, said, and we were pretty tired. You know, we did get tired just walking around the streets, because I didn't realise it was going to be a walking holiday. I thought perhaps we'd stop someplace and see a few things. But anyway, I said, there's a chance here, Peter, we can see Edith Piaf in this musical show. And the price was reasonable. I forgot, you know, I can't translate from those terms what money it costs, but say it costs a few pounds. So we went in, Promenoir, it says, Promenoir seats available, or Promenoir available. We got the tickets and we walked in. And it reminded me a bit of the old ABC cinema, the Regal in Halifax. It was quite a long building, long central aisle, and stage quite a distance off. So we started walking down, clutching our tickets, and suddenly this woman shouted out, "No!" I thought, no, 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 no. "Oh, you cannot go down there." I said, "Well, where can we go?" She said, "You go at the back." So we go at the back, so we went at the back, and we said, "Whereabouts?" He says, "You stand at the back." And apparently, promenoir meant promenade. It meant you just stood at the back and wandered about a bit and looked over this kind of shelf, you know. Apparently that's what they did in Victorian times. There was the promenade where people stood at the back, and also the fancy ladies of the night would walk up and down soliciting for custom. But unfortunately, me and Peter didn't see any saucy ladies of the night, and if they did, we didn't see them, we'd be too tired. We'd be really too tired to do anything. But anyway, the show starts, and it was a marvellous show really. And we'd bought the programme, which I have here. This is the programme with our Edith on the front. Probably a rarity, because this was the last concert, or the last season of concerts she gave in her life. So we were kind of privileged and lucky to see her. And if anyone's seen the recent picture about Edith Piaf, this is the concert which is referred to as her comeback concert. Man, she looked pretty dead when she arrived. That was the Edith in reality. Now there, she's only about 45, but she looks about 65 due to her indulgence in slightly illicit substances. But she came on, and so far away, she only looked to be about 2 inches high, really tiny. And but by gum, she could belt it. She sang, you know, she really belted out the songs and with passion, and the audience went wild. The audience went wild, as they say, and we thoroughly enjoyed it. After we got over the shock of having to stand for another hour and a half, you know, after walking for hours down the boulevards, and she introduced her last great hit in that show, which was no cigarettes. I mean, no regrets. Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien. So that was one memory which comes from our first visit to Paris, and I will tell you more later.